Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am here with the most important 50 MCQS from the poem Byzantium, which was written by W.B. Yeats. And without wasting our time, let us get into the questions. First question: who wrote the poem Byzantium? W.B. Yeats. When was Byzantium published? In 1933. Third question: Byzantium is closely related to which earlier Yeats poem? Sailing to Byzantium. Fourth question: what is the dominant setting of the poem? Byzantium. Fifth question: Byzantium represents primarily a realm of spiritual and artistic perfection. Sixth question: what kind of poem is Byzantium generally classified as? Symbolist lyric. The poem contains how many stanzas? It contains 5 stanzas. Eighth question: each stanza contains how many lines? 6 lines. Ninth question: what is the rhyme scheme of each stanza? AB, ABB, C. 10th question: the poem's opening describes the city at midnight. 11th question: what has been described as unclean in the opening stanza? The streets. 12th question: the unpurged images of day suggest ordinary worldly experiences not yet purified. 13th question: the drunken soldiery symbolizes earthly disorder and physical existence. 14th question: what does the poem contrast with the unpurged images of day? Eternal spiritual or artistic reality. 15th question: the night walkers are associated with ordinary human life and physical existence. 16th question: what is heard from the great cathedral gong? A lament. 17th question: the cathedral in the poem primarily suggests sacred and spiritual order. 18th question: what descends into the scene from above? The supernatural or spiritual imagery. 19th question: what type of beings appear in the poem as spiritual presences? Flames. 20th question: what do the flames symbolize most importantly? Purification and spiritual energy. 21st question: the marbles of the dancing floor evoke artistic and ceremonial beauty. 22nd question: the flame imagery is connected with purification. 23rd question: what is the significance of the mummy cloth image? It suggests death, preservation, and transformation. 24th question: the poem repeatedly explores the relationship between life, death, art, and eternity. 25th question: what does the blood begotten spirits phrase suggest? It suggests human physical origins and spiritual transformation. 26th question: the complexities of fury are associated with human passions and physical existence. 27th question: the furies in the poem are best understood as forces of passion, violence, and disturbance. 28th question: what does the speaker seek beyond ordinary human life? A purified, eternal, artistic, and spiritual state. 29th: the poem's treatment of death is connected with transformation and transcendence. 30th question: the death in life idea suggests physical life as spiritually incomplete. 31st question: the life in death idea suggests a paradoxical continuation or transformation beyond ordinary life. 32nd: which artistic form is especially important in Yeats' Byzantium poems? The mechanical or crafted bird. 33rd question: the artificial bird symbolizes artifice, permanence, and artistic creation. 34th question: what is the significance of the bird being more miracle than bird or handiwork? It transcends ordinary categories of nature and art. 35th question: the poem's major opposition is between nature and an eternal artistic spiritual order. 36th question. Yeats Byzantium is primarily a symbolic spiritual city. 37th question. The poem is characteristics of Yeats' interest in symbolism and mysticism. 38th. Which theme is central to Byzantium? The search for transcendence. 39th. The poem reflects Yeats' fascination with eternal art. 40th. The spiritual world in Byzantium is presented as a realm of purification and permanence. 41. The imagery of fire and flames primarily conveys purification and transformation. 42nd. The poem's atmosphere is predominantly meditative, mysterious, and visionary. 43rd. Which concept is strongly associated with Yeats' philosophy in the poem? Transience versus permanence. 44. The poem can be read as a quest for a form of spiritual and artistic immortality. 45th. The word Byzantium functions chiefly as symbol. 46. The relationship between nature and the art in the poem is art seeks a permanence that nature lacks. 47. What does the crafted or artificial image imply about art? Art can achieve permanence. 48. The poem's vision of immortality is most closely connected with art and spiritual transformation. 49. Which literary movement most strongly informs each symbolic method? Symbolism. 50th. The poem is best understood as exploring the transformation of mortal experience into eternal artistic or spiritual form. Byzantium ultimately presents a vision of transcendence through art, spirit, and transformation. This is all for this video, guys. Hope net set and competitive aspirants would benefit from my videos. Kindly support me by subscribing to my channel and follow my videos. Like, share, and comment. Thank you. We shall meet in the next video.